to this broadcast, and I want you to get a feel of this so that you know that things haven't stopped with Angie Stone's case at all. In fact, it's now taking place to a whole nother level, because Lethal Carter, Executive Elite Transportation, and also CSRT have been sued. And we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about them being sued. Hello, Pamela. How are you doing today? And we're going to explain what they're actually trying to do in the midst of this lawsuit. You see, the information brought forward on this lawsuit is now going to proffer information that has not been shared at all. That's right. I'll say that again. There's going to be information proffered in this case that has not been discussed before. And the reason it's going to be that way, simply because it's coming from the mouths of Cherie Murphy, James Johns Owen Jr., Ashton Jamal Evans, and Anthony Devon Majors. This is the story from them that we have never heard, that now they're going to tell. So as this case gets to brewing, we will find out the events that took place inside the van that none of us have known before. Yes, the information will soon start coming out. Now, some would say, how do you know that? Some would say, what gives you the facts to talk about that? How do you know it's even true? I'm going to tell you how I know it's true. Because court records don't lie. And we're going to present to you the court records to back up what I'm telling you. Not only are we going to present the court records to back up what I'm telling you, I'm also going to take you further to a newer case motion that was filed as late as July 3rd. Yes, that's right, Thursday, July 3rd. There was a new filing done on this very same case. Now, my friends, I need you to spread the word on the internet that if you really want to know what happened to Angie Stone, now is the time to get that information from this case. Everyone needs to keep their eyeballs. I'm telling you, keep your eyeballs on this case, because this case is going to give us the missing information. This case is going to put us where we needed to be. This case is going to fill in all the blanks. Yes, it is. It's going to fill in the blanks. I'm telling you, it's going to fill those blanks in without a doubt. And the question is, what really happened inside of the van? Now, Dante Daly, and I'll play that interview again this week. Dante Daly gave us a story as to kind of what happened. LEETHEL has never spoken publicly to tell what happened. The question was asked to him, where was Angie Stone? And he said, outside of the van. That statement alone set up predicate for one to believe that the CSRT tractor trailer was the cause of her demise. But was it really? Do we even know that? What if, and I repeat again, what if her demise came specifically only from the flipping of the van? Let's recap a couple of things. One, she was sitting in the passenger seat directly behind the driver's seat, behind the wall. Facts. Beside her was a large window. Facts. How do we know that she was not pinned outside of that window? We don't know. But the twins, James, Ashton, and Anthony, they do know. And inside this case, they're going to have to give testimonies as to what really went down. But before they get to that point, there are some arguments or interrogatories that are going on now that's going to set the pace. Now, I'll tell you this. This case is filed in Fulton County, Georgia, in the state court. And allegedly, I'll say, I don't believe that this case will be able to move forward in this courtroom. Why don't I believe that this case will be able to move forward in this courtroom? I'll tell you why. The accident took place in Alabama. And as the case took place in Alabama, none of the people involved in the accidents are residents of Alabama. Thus, would probably only give them one out, and that is to file in federal court in Alabama. Now, yes, there are lawyers that will tell you you can file in Georgia or you can file in Alabama. No, let's not forget, Fulton County is where Lethal Carter has most of the snakes in his pocket. Fulton County is where Lethal has an extensive criminal history. Fulton County is the very same county that gave him 9 years and 9 months of probation as a first-time offender for drug trafficking. How is that possible? In fact, allegedly, it is my personal belief that if he had not been on such a relaxed probation program, he wouldn't even be in that van for the accident to take place with him. In fact, is it a violation of probation to drive that such van and even not be properly listed with the Department of Transportation to drive such said van? It is a fact that that Mercedes van did not have authorization from the Department of Transportation to even drive customers, clients, or for hire at all. They were required to have $5 million worth of insurance coverage. And they did not have it. Because they were on a paid trip. Lethal Carter was hired by Shannon Shell. That's who hired him. Lethal Carter hired Decoder, Chester Wilkins. Decoder was the person that was supposed to be tracking down the royalties for Angie Stone. Chester Wilkins has filed action against the Angie Stone estate. This is all listed court documents. I can show you the documents, but I'm giving you information to go and find this. Now let's get into some of this. Let me present to you documentation to support this case. Let's give you that. How about let's just get down into it? Can we do that? Let's see what we are here. Here we are with the case filed against Lethal Carter by Sharita Murphy, Cherie Murphy, James John Owens Jr., Ashton Jamal Evans, and Anthony Devon Majors Jr. versus Lethal Carter, Joseph Lamont Robinson, Executive Elite Transportation, LLC, and CRST Expedited Incorporated, doing business as CRST, the Transportation Solution Incorporated. Rule 5.2, certificate regarding discovery. In accordance with the Uniform and Superior Court Rule 5.2, as amended and undersigned, hereby certify that the following discovery has been served upon all persons identified in a certificate of service attached hereto and incorporated herein by reference. 1. Defendant Lethal Carter's first continuing interrogatories and first continuing requests for production of documents and things propounded to plaintiffs Sharita Murphy, defendant Lethal Carter's first continuing interrogatories and first continuing requests for production of documents and things produced by plaintiff Sharita Murphy. Number 3 is in reference to James Owens. Number 4 is in reference to Jamal Evans. And number 5, Anthony Devon Majors. Filed the 13th day of June in 2025 by Lethal Carter's attorneys. So now, just to be clear, they are searching for information and wanting to get depositions on those individuals to tell the story as to what happened on that day. So let's be clear that there is no information made up here. This is the motion filed by Lethal Carter's attorneys asking for them to depose themselves on the record. And when this happens, we will now start hearing some of the facts as to what happened inside that van. We will find out how and if Lethal did anything intentionally Rather, he flipped the van, or what happened? We are going to find out, people. Time has come to find out. But there's a big if there. There's a caveat. And that caveat is this. CRST does not want the case heard in Georgia. CRST wants the case moved to Alabama. Ooh. Ooh. Is that because LEETHEL Carter may actually get a tainted situation here? Is this the reason why LEETHEL's attorneys have filed in Georgia? Could this be the reason why? Because he may have political standing in the state of Georgia, and they may actually try to protect him? Allegedly. Is this the facts? Is it the fact that the attorneys may know enough people to flip this whole thing? And then the prosecutor's office, Fani Willis and her crew, get involved with such an unfair advantage to them that is filing the suit, when the incident happened in the state of Alabama. Now, let's be clear. Sharita Murphy and the crew filed this lawsuit in the state of Georgia. And the attorney had to file a motion to represent them in that court in the state of Georgia. So let me show you something else that's going on here. My friends, this stuff is so interesting. And because they know that things could be shifted so much, they went on a demand. Yes, they required the court to have a jury trial. Yes, my friends, they are requesting a jury trial in this case. Now, why is he laughing? Because this is going to get messy. This is going to get brutal. We're going to find out why they decided to keep quiet. Yes. We're going to find out. Now, you keep saying that there's going to be a trial. Well, I'll show you why I say that. Because we don't want to talk off of the top of our head. We want to talk with the receipts. You see, I started showing you the receipts, and I'm going to continue showing you the receipts so that when I speak from facts and facts only. Nothing else. So that you don't hear the chipper chapper. Well, anyway. Let me produce the paperwork. As I told you, in the state court of Fulton County, it was electronically filed July the 3rd at 2:41 p.m. to Donald Taylor, the clerk of the Civil Division. In the case number, plaintiff Sharita Murphy, first request for production of documents 1 through 66 to defendant CRST Expedited Incorporated. DBA CRST, the Transportation Solution Incorporated. Oh my goodness. Say what? Say what? What do you say here? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The members that was inside the van are requesting documentation ordered by the court to be produced from the trucking company. Meaning they want to know what happened inside the truck. But what about what happened inside the van? We're going to get to that. If you're following me on this, I want you to please let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you're following me, so I can see that you are following what is going on here, because we're about to break this. We're about to break this down for you. We got to break it down. You don't understand. Okay, I got a 2. I said, yeah, thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. So, as you see, jury trial demanded. They are demanding a jury trial. So all the hoopla of us not knowing what happened is about to end. Unless CRST is successful in getting this case dismissed from the state of Georgia and filed in the state of Alabama. But if that does not happen, if this court does not grant that motion, which I showed you last night, to get this case moved to Alabama, wow. That's all I can say is wow. So let's get into this motion. Comes down plaintiff Sharita Murphy, by and through her counsel of record, and submits the following requests for production of documents to defendant CRST Expedited Incorporated, doing business as CRST, the Transportation Solution Incorporated, under the Georgia Civil Practice Act, for answer as provided by law. Definitions. As used hereinto, herein, excuse me, the terms listed below are defined as follows. 1, the term document, as used herein, shall be given a very broad definition to include every type of paper, writing, data, record, graphic, drawing, photograph, audio recording, and video recording. The term includes material in all forms, including printed, written, recorded, or other. The term also includes all files, records, and data contained in any computer system, computer component, and or computer storage, e.g. hard drive, disk, magnetic tape, backup system, etc. This term includes, but is not limited to, correspondence, reports, meetings, and minutes. Why would they ask for this information? The reason that they would ask for this information is because the truck has what is called a black box. And they want to make sure that the trucking company release that black box with all the information, the data information, the recorded information, whatever it has, audio, video, whatever, on it, to them. Two, persons means any natural person, corporation, partnership, priorityship, association, organization, groups of persons, or any governmental body or subdivision thereof. 3, identity. Identify. With respect to any person or any reference to stating the identity of any person means to provide the name, home address, telephone number, business name, business addresses, and business telephone numbers of such persons, and a description of each such person connection with the events in question. Now, Lindsay Lou, you make a very valid point. Pillsbury should be subpoenaed for her recording materials. You are absolutely correct. But I find that in this case, there is no mention of her. And I'm wondering why. None of them mention her name. She's not listed anywhere in the complaint filing. I question that, but we'll get to that this week. We're going to go down to the document request. And here's the request of documents. Request number 1, a copy of each document utilized by you in any way in responding to plaintiff's first interrogatories to CRST. They want to know whatever they sent LEETHEL Carter's attorneys, they want it sent to them also. 2, a copy of each document retention policy in effect for CRST at any time between the time of the subject crash and present. They want to know that. 3, a copy of each insurance policy and declaration page for each policy that provides or may provide coverage for damages sustained in the subject crash. Wow. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about number 3 for a second. If you will remember, I took you back and I played a recording from the insurance company where they verified that the policy on the Sprinter van was not a commercial policy. That policy was, in fact, a normal policy. And that policy nowhere near has the coverage that it should have to be transporting any clients in such vehicle. It was a personal policy. And that personal policy has LEETHEL Carter's name on it. To add further to the request of number 3, Mr. Robinson has been incarcerated since 2023 and doesn't even get out until the end of this year. So how could he be possibly involved in this accident other than owning the van or part owning the van? And how did LEETHEL Carter get his name on the insurance policy and even the tags of the van? And was this van a rental for Mr. Randolph, when in all actuality, LEETHEL Carter was running business for him own self illegally? Allegedly. Are y'all following me? If you're following me, put a 1 in the chat. I need to make sure you're following me. Number 4. All reservation of rights, letters, and or agreements regarding insurance coverage for the subject crash. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Now they're asking for the direct information from the insurance company, the documents to be proffered as to what coverage was had, and they don't want you to tell them about it. They want it in writing. Trouble. Because the lawyers want to know what coverage was there. And the lawyers want to know, what can they sue for? Now, I'll get to my opinion about that in a few. But right now, I'm giving you the information of the facts on file. Number 5, all documents setting forth the relationship between Wilkinson and CRST. In case you don't remember, Mr. Wilkinson, by the name Jared Wilkinson, is the driver of the van. Excuse me, not the van. I'm sorry, of the tractor trailer. So they're asking for all documentations about Mr. Wilkinson. Oh yeah, there's about to be some trouble in this case. There's about to be some serious trouble. My people, there's about to be some serious trouble in this case. Yes, it is. Y'all feeling what I'm cooking here? Now, the 6 also want to know the contents of Wilkinson's driver qualification file, driver investigation file, driver history file, and all documents that demonstrate compliance with federal and state driver qualification laws and regulations. The requested documents include, but are not limited to, all documents required by FMCRS 49 CFR Part 391. Stop. Let's deal with that for a minute. We have a flag on the play. Wait a minute. Say what? We got a flag on the play. Let's review the play. The flag that was just thrown on the play is FMCSR 49, CFR Part 391, which is the same exact rule that the Mercedes van had to follow. The same exact rule that says you must have $5 million worth of insurance coverage. The same, in fact, rule that shows that LEETHEL Carter did not have this coverage on the Mercedes-Benz. The same, in fact, rule as to why the state of Alabama let him leave and no one was charged by not proffering any of this information of proof before he even left the state of Alabama. He should have been jailed because FMCSR 49 was not covered. It wasn't covered. It wasn't even had. Under FMCSR, that van had no authorization to be on the road, period. Period. Nada, 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 nada. Now, I cannot say they both were in violation. This was only proof that they should have been authorized to be on the road. Now, when I checked for the trucking company, they did have coverage at the time. So they would have been covered. But when I checked for the Mercedes van, nothing. They didn't have nothing at all. They didn't have nothing. Y'all hear me? They didn't have nothing at all. They didn't have nothing.
They ain't have nothing at all. No. No, they ain't had nothing, y'all. They ain't had nothing. Nothing.
LEETHEL Carter should have been taken in custody right then for no insurance. Technically, that's no insurance. Technically, he had no insurance at all. Technically, he did not. Let me say this real slow. Technically speaking, LEETHEL Carter did not have any, nothing, no nada insurance at all. Commercial. Nothing. So as the request under the FMCSR, that's a problem for this case, automatically.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Oh, LEETHEL, that's a problem, yeah. Oh, LEETHEL, that's a problem, yeah. You didn't have no insurance. You're going to jail. Woo!
I'm trying to tell you, he didn't have none. A personal policy only goes up to $100,000. So how them people gonna split that money for their sustained injuries? How is this possible? Come on, man. Come on. LEETHEL. Come on, baby. Number 7. all documents of any kind that relate to any pre-employment background investigation of Wilkerson, including without limitation any investigation of Wilkerson's qualifications, character, driving history, training, criminal history, drug use, financial responsibility, medical conditions, health conditions, and or any other matters relevant to employment with CRST. This specifically includes all data and information obtained through FMCSA's pre-employment screening program. I'm going to say that again. Through FMCSA's pre-employment screening program. We have another flag on the play, people. We got a flag on the play. Somebody put flag in the play on the screen for me. Put it in the chat. I need to see flag on the play in the chat. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. We got a flag on the play. Somebody tell me, why did they not ask for this very same information from LEETHEL Carter? You did not ask for the criminal background of LEETHEL Carter. You did not ask for the FMCSA's pre-employment screening program for LEETHEL Carter because you know that man didn't have it. All of you in that van, y'all know he didn't have it. Those of you knew him, y'all knew it. So you're trying to make this whole thing look one-sided. How do we? Now, in fact, to me, it looks a little suspect. You add LEETHEL Carter to the case, but you really ain't going after LEETHEL Carter. You are going after the trucking company. That's who you're going after. Huh? Because you didn't ask for the criminal paperwork for LEETHEL Carter. You didn't want the criminal background investigation on LEETHEL Carter, but you wanted it on you wanted on Jared Wilkerson. Somebody throw another flag. Somebody throw another flag on the play. Please throw another flag on the play. Please throw another flag on the play. Because this is funky. This is stink. Because I told you months ago, 2 months ago, I told you that this was all a requirement. But you guys, or some people, thought that I was capping and that I didn't know what I was talking about. And this just ain't me. He don't know what he's talking about. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. I have the facts that's talking about it. I don't need to know what I'm talking about because all I got to do is read the facts. And the facts state that they want the pre-employment screening program paperwork because that is what FMCSA requires for any vehicle that is for hire being on the road. We come with receipts over here. Shut the hell up.
They want to know what is the fact. LEETHEL Carter, they going back. You ain't got no paperwork. You ain't got no paperwork. Oh, you ain't got no paperwork. You ain't got no paperwork.
See, the reason they filed this lawsuit so fast is because they knew this already. Angie Stone was not even buried before they filed this lawsuit. They filed this lawsuit on March the 10th.
No paperwork. No paperwork. No paperwork. Oh, no paperwork. No paperwork. No paperwork. Oh, no paperwork. ain't got no paperwork.
They knew it wasn't no paperwork. They knew it. They knew it. Yes, my friends, they knew it and they know it. 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 Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm here to tell you. They knew. They knew. Pre-employment screening program. Pre-employment screening program. That means that executive elite will have to provide the same documentation because they're covered under the same exact law. You see, there's no different law for the tractor trailer than it is for that Mercedes Sprinter. They both qualify under the same exact law because they are for hire. If your vehicle is for hire, you are under this statute. Let's get to number 8. Request number 8. All documents that relate in any way to your recruiting of Wilkins. Provide all your documents that relate to any way you're recruiting of LEETHEL Carter to Executive Elite Transportation. Why is that not here? Why is it? Why is that missing? Why are they only going after this paperwork for CRST when in fact they should be doing that for Executive Elite Transportation? Let's see. We got a black lawyer filing the lawsuit against a black driver. So would there be some kind of coercion here because you want the information on the big dog, but you don't want the information on the little dog because the little dog and the big dog just might be working together? Allegedly. Well, why is this information not required for LEETHEL? Why is it? Because you know that they did not have the proper insurance. And you know that in order to get any money out of this case, you're going to have to go after the big dog. And Executive Elite was not authorized for hire. So we need information on everybody, not just CRST. We need it on LEETHEL Carter's company also. You said you want a jury trial. You demanded a jury trial to get all the information. Because I said from the very beginning that this looked like some funky insurance fraud filings. And I'm still sticking to that. Allegedly. Number 9, all documents that relate to any way you're hire Wilkinson. Number 10, all documents that relate in any way to the orientation provided by CRST to Wilkinson. What orientation did LEETHEL go through with Elite Transportation? What was that? What was the hiring practices that was put in forth for LEETHEL Carter? What was that? Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. All the cards need to be put on the table here. All of them need to be put on the table. Number 11, all documents that relate in any way to training CRST provided to Wilkerson concerning driving instructions, vehicle inspection, hours of service, cell phone usage, fatigue distract driving, safe driving techniques, and or defensive driving techniques. Please include all documents that identify when, where, and who provided the training and all materials used for the training. Are you kidding me? Do y'all see this? Am I dreaming here? Do you see what I see? You're asking for this from the trucking company. But let me guess.
Did you get ran over by the truck? I don't think so. Did you get hit directly by the truck? I don't think so. You want the employment record of the truck driver, but you don't want the same information for LEETHEL Carter, man? Come on, y'all. Come on now. Come on now.
Somebody tripping. I digress. Allegedly. It's in black and white. I ain't got to say allegedly. Number 12. These two got me tickled to death. Number 12 says all quizzes, tests, and other assessments, questions and answers ever given by or on behalf of CRST to Wilkins at any time, an answer key should also be provided. So whatever test he taken to provide safety measures in driving, they want those records also. But you do not ask for this for LEETHEL Carter. Something's wrong here. How could you not? How could you not? Number 14, a copy of the front and back of every driver's license issued to Wilkerson, regardless of name used in your possession, custody, and or control. Are you freaking kidding me? Let me read this again. Let me read this again. A copy of the front and back of every driver's license issued to Wilkerson, regardless of name used in your possession, custody, and or control. Oh.
We got another damn flag on the play, y'all. We got another flag. We got another flag on the play, y'all. Just another flag. Here go the flag, y'all. Oh, shuck it. I'm about to break it down. Oh, yeah.
It was said in the beginning days of this situation that LEETHEL Carter did not have a valid driver's license. Now, why is it that none of the 6 required LEETHEL to present the same documents? Why would you not require that LEETHEL not present his driver's license, front and back, and all names that were used, when you know he has many names on driver's license, suspended or wherever, allegedly? You know this. You know this, man, because we done talked about this. We done been through this. We done been through it. And you go tell me, you mean tell me that you want the information from the truck driver, but you're not wanting the information from the driver of the vehicle you was in? You're not wanting this information on the vehicle that you were first injured in? You're not wanting this information for the same person you had to trust to go to Alabama with in the first place? And you want a juror to believe that there is no bias in their asking of this information because you're not asking for it for LEETHEL Carter, but you want this information for Jarrett Wilkins? Make that make sense. Say, oh, it gets nastier than this. Number 15, all documents placing you on notice of any violations by Wilkinson of any law, ordinance, or regulation that includes, but is not limited to, motor vehicle records obtained to sections 391-23, 391-25 of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, or any self-reported violations by Wilkinson pursuant to 383-91, as well as copies of citations, warnings, and inspections reports. Do anybody in the chat see anything wrong with that? If you see anything wrong with that, put "I see it" in the chat. Just let me see. Let me tickle me for a moment. Number 16, all documents related to any and all blood, urine, and hair or other types of drugs or alcohol testing of Wilkins in your possession, custody, and or control. You mean tell me? You mean tell me you're going to ask for this for the truck driver, but you're not going to ask for this for LEETHEL? Let me tell you why y'all not going to ask for it for LEETHEL. Because y'all know he smoked that wackety and we blah, blah, blah. You know this, man. Y'all know this. Y'all know it. And you know it's going to come back into work. You know this, man, allegedly. So you're going to ask for it for the truck driver, but you're not going to ask for this for LEETHEL Carter? I'm ripping y'all a new butthole on this. And you don't think some court is going to not do the same thing? Okay. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Let's go to 18. All documents of any kind that relate to any action, formal, informal, by any supervisor or manager or anyone working by or on behalf of CRST, directed to Wilkinson for the purpose of teaching, counseling, disciplining, correcting, and otherwise managing Wilkinson in any way related to the safe operation of a commercial vehicle. This includes, but is not limited to, all disciplinary actions and all contents of all disciplinary folders or files of any kind by whatever name they are called. You know what? Let's go to number 20. All documents relating to any complaint, criticisms, or concern raised by any person or entity regarding Wilkinson's driving performance and or safety. This should include, but is not limited to, customer complaints and call-ins by motorists, either to either the company directly or to any other service. How's my driving? Call 1-800, whatever. Now, wait a minute. Let's be clear here. Pillsbury gave her testimony online as to her accounts to what happened. But in this filing, you make no mention of Pillsbury. Period. You don't mention her name. You don't list her. You don't say anything. Huh? Y'all supposed to be playing chess, and it looked like y'all are just playing checkers. Because you're trying to, it seems like to me, you're just jumping to see who's going to jump what and where jump what. Just playing checkers. Anybody can play checkers in their sleep. This is not a chess game, because you only got pieces on one side of the board and ain't no pieces on the other side of the board. LEETHEL Carter side ain't got no chess pieces. All the blocks are empty. You've not requested any of this information from his side. Why not? Why not? Tell me why. Why not? Why not have you done that? Request 21. For each communication device, e.g. cell phones, tablets, PDAs, smartphones, texting and email devices, etc., that was in the tractor that Wilkin was operating at the time of the subject crash, produce all documents reflecting usage of billing for the time period beginning 48 hours before the subject crash and ending 48 hours after the subject crash. This includes all devices, whether owned by Wilkinson or not, and whether they were in use at the time of the subject crash or not. That means you should have been asking for information 2 days before LEETHEL Carter got in that van to drive anybody, and you should have asked for 2 days of information after LEETHEL Carter had the accident, giving you 4 days worth of information that you should be able to track something, to find something. And if any of them had any communication with Pillsbury, it would be notated in the records. But you know that the truck driver didn't have any communication with Pillsbury. And you know that LEETHEL must have been the one that had communication with Pillsbury. So you don't mention Pillsbury because you really don't even want to mention LEETHEL. You just want to sue the trucking company. Why didn't you just sue the trucking company? That part. Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why. They want all of this information. In bold writing, please note nothing in this request should be read to mean that plaintiff is not interested in defendants maintaining all information regarding all commercial driving activities for 6 months preceding the incident at issue. And since the incident at issue, these materials should be retained in the event they are requested. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. I cannot believe this. I cannot. I cannot. I think I see another flag on the play. I think I see another flag. Can we go to the flag? Can we go to the flag? Here's the flag. Vehicle information. Request number 28. For the tractor trailer involved in subject crash, produce the following documents: title, registration, operator's manual, maintenance schedule, all documents evidencing maintenance performed on the tractor at any time within 6 months before the subject crash. All documents evidencing any inspections of the tractor trailer during the 6 months before the subject crash. All documents evidencing any repairs and modifications to the tractor at any time within 6 months. Let me stop right there. We got a flag on the play. We got a flag on the play. We got a flag on the play. F and G gives us a flag on the play. F and G, two flags, two set of red flags is now on the play. I'm not throwing a flag on one play. I'm throwing a flag on two plays at the same time. F, all documents evidencing any inspections of the tractor during 6 months before the subject crash. Was there any alterations done to that Mercedes-Benz van before the crash? And if so, we want all the records of the work done to the Mercedes vans before the crash. G, all documents evidencing repairs and modifications to the tractor trailer at any time 6 months before. Any and all documents evidencing that any work has been done to the Mercedes van should be done and produced 6 months before the accident of the subject crash. But they didn't ask for it for the van. They only want it for the tractor trailer. So they're only going for the insurance of the tractor trailer because the van ain't got none.
The van ain't got none, man.
H, all documents evidencing any repairs made to the tractor trailer as a result of the subject collision, including insurance submissions. Oh. $29 is in reference to the trailer because trailers have different paperwork and the tractor part has different paperwork. Request number 30. Any data is available. If any data is available, whether or not downloaded or retrieved from the tractor or any part or system from the tractor, e.g. engine control module, which is the ECM box, the black box, event data recorder, the EDR, sensing diagnostic module, also the SDM, the drivetrain transmission and control unit, power steering unit, airbag module, which is the ABS, brakes, or any EOBR, please produce both the printout of the data and the data file in its original format. This request is intended to cover data for as long as it was recorded before, during, and after the crash. My friends, didn't I tell y'all that the Mercedes has the same box? I told you that a while ago. But you're not requesting the same information for the Mercedes? You're only requesting this information for the tractor trailer? What? What? I'm speechless. I'm completely speechless. We're gonna get into the rest of this tomorrow because I got to sum this up. I'll pick up tomorrow where I left off here because we got a lot to go through. Let me go through here because I'm looking to make sure. So tomorrow we'll go through the rest of this. And I'm going to want you to tune in because it's going to get yeah, it's going to get rough tomorrow. It's going to get rough. It's going to get rough because we going to find out why all this stuff is going down and what's really happening. I'm going to tell you what's really happening. I think we have another cabal, allegedly. I think that what we have here is a teaming up on the trucking company for them to take the money fall. Someone is searching for the bag. Someone is searching for the bag. And tomorrow, we're going to iron and lay that bag out for you. And thank you so very much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Share this with everybody so they can get themselves familiarized with it. Because the news is going to get heavy tomorrow. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's going to get heavy. It is my opinion that even though Lethal Carter is listed on this lawsuit, Lethal Carter is not who they're going after. That being said, I'll see you tomorrow.